Hello everyone, it's Kathy and you're back here on my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping, and I need to apologize to everyone for yesterday's video. I was not at home when I got the word that this card video, which was supposed to went up Monday, February the 7th, was blank. When it got to the video, everything was black. I still do not know what happened, but in the process of not having people waste their time watching, I went ahead and deleted that one. When I got home last night, and yesterday was a full day, and I posted details about that on my Facebook group, so I will not go into details about that, but it was a very stressful day to say the least. I got home late last night, and after we ate and got some things done that had to be done here, I came in and I checked that video, and I still don't know. I had it saved on my computer, but it was blank, and I edited that video, and I don't know what could have happened in the process of it transferring to YouTube, but nevertheless, I'm going to redo this card for y'all today. So before I get started, I want to let everyone know that I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located here in Gastonia, North Carolina, but I can take care of your stamping needs wherever you live around the world. Not around the world, but over the US. So if you are not currently working with a demonstrator, I would absolutely love to earn your business. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click that little down below the video. You'll see a little box, a red box that says subscribe. Click on that. That helps me grow my channel, and the bell beside of it, that will let you choose how you get notifications. So click on that, choose the way you would like to be notified for upcoming videos. That way you don't miss out anything that's happening here at Kathy's Random Acts of Stamping. Okay, with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started on this card. This is actually our Ladybug punch, the Ladybug Builder. And this is one of our new punches. It's in the mini January to June catalog. So I pulled that. Also in our annual catalog, we have the Duo Heart Punch, and this is a 2-set punch, and I love it because you can do the scalloped one and then frame the regular one inside of it. So we'll be using both of those. I'm getting all of my hardware out of the way first. And then we're also going to be using the Always in My Heart stamp set and the Sweetheart dies. Now these are from 2 separate bundles. The Always in My Heart, I think that one is in the annual catalog, and that was a carryover from last year. And this is the Sweetheart dies. This is in the Sweet Conversation bundle, and it is such a cute set, and you're going to see, or I'm going to show you what I did. Alright, the first thing that I did is I punched my hearts, the scalloped one out of red, this is real red, and our basic white, and we are going to stamp our message in the middle of this and then layer it on there. I also used these dies, and I cut out the largest heart, so we're going to use that on the inside. And if you see these little hearts here, I cut the frame of this long one, and I cut the one that's going down like that, and these are for decorations on our, and then when you cut these, you get all of these little hearts that come out of those, and we're going to use those to scatter around on our card. And then the Ladybug punch, I found a piece of black and white striped cardstock. So I punched this out using black and white, and I cut 3 sets of wings, one out of Bumblebee, one out of basic black, and one out of our vellum. We're going to layer those up to make it look like his little flutter wings. So what I want to do, since I used that party, let's see, what is it called? Pattern Party. This is a pack that you can earn as a hostess gift. It's in our annual catalog. This is a very thick pack of paper. So many beautiful colors, but this particular one had this black and white, and I had used this piece for something else. So I thought this would be perfect because what I had tried with it didn't work. So this is a great piece for me to use for scraps to punch out of. So that's what I saved that for. And that's where I got this from. But you can also punch, and let me show you real quick. Let me grab a scrap of white. I'm just going to take a scrap of white because I want to show you that you can do this even if you don't have a black and white striped paper. You can make your own. So if you wanted to punch this out in white, and I do think white will work the best because it gives you more of an angle to be able to work with. Then all you're going to do is take and line him up on your desk, and I'm going to use that flat edge. And I'm going to come right up at the top of his head, and I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to draw a faint line across there, just enough that I can see it. Then I'm going to come down, and I would say that's probably about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to draw another one. And I'm eyeballing this, y'all. I'm not measuring. I'm just going to eyeball his stripes. I felt like it was nice to show y'all that you can do this if you just have white paper. Of course, you're going to need, you know, a bright yellow marker and a black marker. Just like that. And now we have, let me bring that up so you can see it. See how I did all my lines across there. Now we can just come back and use a marker and mark that out. So I'm going to use my dark basic black, and this is my alcohol markers, and I'm going to use my light Mango Melody. So I think these two will give us that nice bright color. We're going to use that Mango Melody on here as well. Let me grab a piece of grid paper. My stamp blocks all had fell on top of my grid paper, so that took me just a moment to get that out. This is great. This one was made to use with the Stamparatus, which is great if you don't want to get ink on your pad and have to clean it off. The pad and the deluxe pad it has a coating on it, and you can wipe it off. So I don't usually use it in my Stamparatus, but this is great to use. I'm going to move my hearts and everything over out of my way. This is great to use if you're just coloring or stamping or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take my bullet point on my black pen, and I'm going to color his little antlers, or whatever you would call those little feelers. And that first line, just like that. And then we're going to go in, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, that would be way too time consuming, but then you would just go in and put a line of your Mango Melody, and you could use whatever shade of yellow you like, and you would just continue down your Bumblebee doing this. This one would be a little bit more time consuming, but you can choose how wide or how narrow you want his little body to be, or his little stripes, by doing it that way. But like I said, we're going to do it a little bit different, and I'm going to use my Mango. You know, I think I need the dark. I chose the light, but I think I want the dark. I'm looking at the one I did before, and I think I used, or did I use, maybe I used Bumblebee. Nope, we didn't have a Bumblebee in those. Okay. So I'm going to go with the dark Mango Melody. Very, very close. I'm going to go ahead and lay that one over there. I do want to use my black because where I cut him out at, I don't feel like his antlers, his little feelers, are quite dark enough. So I'm going to just use my brush tip on this, and I'm going to go over these just to make sure they're nice and dark all around the edges. Just like that, and just to make sure they're very well covered. All right, so, and if you have any type of black and white striped paper, you can do this. So I'm going to take my bullet tip. I feel like this will give me a little bit more control over what I'm doing. So I'm going to come in and we're just going to color him all the way down, just like that. And what I like to do is make a line at the top and one at the bottom. And then you can basically just fill it in. And to me that makes it go a little bit faster. Okay, and then we're going to come down to this one. And I love it when I can take a punch and repurpose it for something else. And I thought this was just a really cute way to turn a ladybug into a little bumblebee. And I think he turned out really, really super cute. So that was very, very quick. That didn't take long at all. Oh, I put this one back in the wrong place. Now that one goes there. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to cut these wings in half. So I'm going to fold them just like that. And then I'm going to take my paper snips. And I'm just going to cut them right down the middle, just like that. And you might say, well, why did you want to cut those in two? Well, you know there's always a method to my madness. So what I want to do is, let's see, I think it goes this way. Should have kept it in the orientation. Okay, I want it like this. So I'm going to let that hang off on that side, just about like that. And we're going to do the same thing for this one. Let it hang off. So I am going to put some glue. I'm going to go back because I always forget which side. All right, I want glue on the outer edge. And then I'm just going to pick this up like that. I want enough of that yellow to show on the back. And now again on the outside. And we're going to take this one and line him up right about there. Now we have our little vellum, and we're going to fold that in the middle, but we're not going to cut this one, we're just going to fold it. And I'm going to put a glue dot right in the middle of that. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to lift up a glue dot. And I want to roll that just a little bit because I want it to be smaller than what it is. And I'm going to set that right in the middle. And then we're going to take these wings and just stick them. And I like to hold mine up. You can lay it down and do it, but I have better luck if I hold it and then glue that on just like that. Now we're ready to attach our wings to our bumblebee. Now I'm going to come down right below his head and stick those wings on just like that. And then I'm going to lay him over to the side to dry. Oh, before I do, let me bring him up and show you just how stinking cute he is. And that's the cutest little butterfly. I love using that the gold or the bumblebee on the outside of this, because I think it just gives it a little bit more fulfillment in the body, if that makes sense. Alright, so now I want to show you the pieces to the card. And I laid everything out hopefully in order. I have a red card base that measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. All of these measurements will be in the description box below, so you do not have to worry about writing everything down. Then I have an inside mat of basic black. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have a piece of white, and this piece is 3 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to center right in the middle. Then for the outside, I have a piece of the Sweet Talk Designer Series paper, and that's going to go on the front like that. Then I have another piece of black, and this one's going to go on at an angle. And then I have a piece of Bumblebee that is cut at 3 1/4 by 4, 3 1/4 by 4, and that's going to mat on top of that. And then I showed you that I had cut out a heart. That is going to go right here. We got to do our stamping. And then this little frame of hearts is going to go down right here. And our little bumblebee is going to live right here in the corner. And then we're going to scatter some little hearts. I got bumblebee on the brain. We're going to scatter about 3 of these little hearts like they just fell out of the sky, or the love is coming from our little bumblebee. And they're going to go on there like that. So that's what our card's going to look like. So let's go ahead and do some stamping first. So the first thing I want to do is stamp on this one. And this one is going to say, "You are always in my heart." And we're going to stamp that right on there. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Pierce mat, because I am using photopolymer stamps, and when I'm using photopolymer, I need to have some cushion underneath it. It really helps you get a good image. So I'm using Real Red, and I'm going to scoot that back so I can have room. Line it up nice and straight and even like I want it. I'm going to grab a stamp block. Yeah, that looks better. I'm going to pick that up. Once I got that good and inked, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it down right about here. So pretty. Alright, and then we're going to stamp inside of our card, and on the inside we're just going to stamp kind of in the middle of that white piece, maybe right about here, upper middle top, if that makes sense. We're going to stamp Be My Valentine. So I am going to center that up right about there, because this heart here is going to go over top of that. And you can always lay it out so you can kind of get a feel for where you're putting things. That's always a good thing. So I'm going to grab another block, and we're going to ink this up and stamp. Very pretty. We're actually done with all of our stamping. It was very little stamping in this card, and one thing that made this go faster than the first video is I pre-cut everything. And I think a lot of times when you pre-cut, it does allow for everything to move a lot faster in the video. But sometimes I like for y'all to watch me, you know, from beginning to end. And then this is going to go across the bottom like so, and this is going to go up here, and we're going to put a couple more of these hearts on the inside. So maybe one right there, and maybe one right here. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down our small pieces. So I'm going to take my liquid glue, and you want to be careful when you're putting the glue on here. A lot of times you'll have enough right on the end of your nozzle to be plenty for this piece. So just kind of scrub it around. Just like so. And I'll make sure I get a little bit up on that top corner. And then we're just going to lay this right here at the bottom. Just kind of center it and press. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I don't know if I'm just so traditional, but nothing screams Valentine's like red and white. I don't know why. It's sort of like Christmas with, you know, red, green, and gold. That's just, to me, screams Christmas. I love all the other colors, but I guess that traditional part of me goes back to, I guess, my childhood. I don't know. Alright, now our inside is done. We can go ahead and adhere this to our black piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just use some glue on the back of this. And I'm going to sit this down to one side, kind of center everything up, and then press it down. Alright, so now the inside's done. So now we're going to bring our card base over. Let's get our Stampin' Pierce mat out of the way. We don't need that any longer. And I'm going to take the piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm just going to kind of center it in the middle of the card. If you notice, I didn't cut this to mat the card. I cut it more or less just to go in the center, and I wanted it to look a little bit more top and bottom and a little less from right to left. So I'm going to go ahead, excuse my voice, I think I'm losing it again. Alright, so now I am going to just put some glue all the way around. Just like that. And then I'm going to set this down right where I wanted it. And press it. Now I want to take my, what I did with this piece is I ran it through the Hive embossing folder, and this is a 3D embossing folder, and this is also in the mini catalog, and I love this embossing folder. You get so much texture on your piece, and you could use either side. You know, on the other one I used the, let's go rogue with this one. I think I'm going to use this side of it, the deboss side. This is the emboss because it's raised up, and this is deboss because it's pushed down. So let's go with that side. It might even glue a little bit better. We'll see. So I'm just going to do my little squiggles of glue all across this. Make sure you get it around the sides really good. Anytime you're gluing an embossed piece to a flat piece, you're going to need a little extra glue on it. So I'm going to center that up on the black, just like that. And then I want this to go just a little cattywampus. And that means, if you're not from the South, you might not know cattywampus. But it's kind of like catty-cornered, cattywampus. Not straight, but, you know, at an angle, but still what we wanted. So we're going to put this down like that. And I am going to my glue on here. And oops, don't want to drop it. And I'm going to put it down at an angle, but making sure that my corners are still on the card base. Now I open my card and I'm going to rub it from the inside. And now we have our little heart that we punched, and we have this. And at this point we can decide if we want to pop this up, and I do. I want to pop this up off of the heart so it looks like it has even more dimensional than what it does. And for this, I think I'm going to use up some of these little pieces. So I'm going to cut that. And y'all are hearing Bella snoring. She's down here by my feet. This poor little dog, she sleeps a lot. Well, both of them do, but I think I'm more aware of Bella because of her snoring. Oh, you know, I should have put it on that one. Okay, we'll do it like this. I think that will work. Maybe a little piece right there at the bottom. Right there. I'm having to do a little surgery on this one because I put one too many. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull off my dimensionals, the backers. And then we're going to line this up just like that. Isn't that pretty? Love that. So that's going to get glued right up here in the top corner. So I want to use glue again. And now we're going to do our little piece that's going to come down across the top like that. Oops. Sometimes these little pieces can be a little tedious, but you know, sometimes it's the little things that you put on your card that add so much. I said always, you know, detail goes a long ways. So press that down right there. Then we have our 3 little hearts. And they're going to be right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay them over here. And when you cut these out, you do have a right side and a wrong side. So be cautious of using the right side, and it'll be the side that's more raised up. The one side will have an indentation in it, and it'll be kind of raised on the other side. So I kind of, you know, pay attention to that. I'm going to lay my Bumblebee right here. so I can kind of get an eyeball for where I want to put those little hearts. And we're going to put one more maybe right about here. Now we have our hearts down. Now we need to put our butterfly, our little bumblebee down. But I want to put some dimensionals on him. So I am going to grab, this time I'm not going to use the scraps. I'm going to use my round ones. And I am going to grab 1, 2, 3, I think 4 would be the perfect number for our little guy or girl. Usually the worker bees are the boys because, you know, the queen bee likes to sit on her throne and be taken care of. And in the bee population and community, that's exactly the way it works. Alright, so I'm going to sit him down right here in this corner, just about like that. Oh, and that's so stinking cute. Now I'm going to take a gem, and I used the black dots on the other ones that I did. I'm bringing in my embellishments. I'm thinking I want something a little more sparkly. And I absolutely love my in color gems. And I think for this one, I am going to use the yellow. And I want to put maybe 2 gems right on his little back. And this serves 2 purposes. This decorates our bee. It also has that glue spot, that glue dot. So there's always a method to my madness, as I say. And, you know, so many times we can use our gems to camouflage something, whether it's a mistake that was made or whatever. So now all we need to do is put our little piece on the inside. Just like that. Get it centered in just like you want it. Press. And there is our card. Now I'm going to show you my original, and I did do some changes on this one. This one I had done with the emboss side up. This one I did the deboss side up. On my Bumblebee, I cut an extra set of wings so that he would have some yellow wings along with the black and the vellum. The inside is identical, and the sentiment and the hearts are identical. So you'll have to let me know which one you like the best. So leave me a comment. I don't know that you watched my videos if you don't leave a comment. Also, if you're interested in any of the products that you saw me use today, you can find all of this in my online store. And if you spend any amount and you use the host code, and that's going to drop in right here, you will receive a free gift from me. But if you spend $50 before shipping and tax, you will also get to choose a free item from our celebration brochure. And there are some beautiful things in there that you do not want to miss out on. So make sure you check out the catalog. You can see that on my website. And let me know what you think of these cards and which one you like the best. And if you could tell the difference, because they are done very much alike, but a little bit different. So I think I really like the one with the 3 wings. That's my favorite. So I'll leave that out there. You choose. God bless and keep you. And as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is so worthy of our praise, our devotion, our dedication. That's what he wants from us. He wants us to be dedicated to him, to love him with all our heart. So think about that today. Be encouraged, be uplifted, and know that I love you guys so much. And until next time, Bye-bye.